There comes a moment in life when everything feels strange and unfamiliar. The things that once made sense begin to lose their meaning slowly. You start questioning your choices, your relationships, even your identity. It feels like something inside you is waking up without your permission. And honestly, it can be confusing, even a little scary at first. You may feel like you are losing yourself completely. But what if you are not losing yourself at all? What if you are actually finding who you truly are? This is where the journey of self-awakening begins. This is where the concept of Sophia enters your life quietly, not as a person, but as a deep inner wisdom calling you. And most people ignore this call because it feels uncomfortable. You see, many people go through life on autopilot. They follow patterns they never questioned before. They live based on expectations given by society, family, and fear. But a chosen one cannot stay asleep forever. Something inside you refuses to settle for a fake reality. You begin to feel disconnected from the crowd. Even when you are surrounded by people, you feel alone. That loneliness is not punishment, it is preparation. It is pushing you to look within yourself deeply, and that is where true transformation begins. Not outside, but inside your own mind. This is the first step toward awakening. Carl Jung believed that every human has a hidden side. He called it the unconscious mind. This part of you holds your fears, desires, and ignored truths. Most people spend their lives avoiding this inner world, but the awakened mind does the opposite. It turns inward and begins to explore the unknown. That process is not easy, and it is not comfortable. It feels like facing a version of yourself you tried to hide. But this is where growth truly happens. This is where you begin to meet your real self. Not the version the world created, but the one within. And this meeting changes everything about your life. The stage of Sophia is not a destination. It is a passage, a deep inner transformation process. It represents wisdom that comes through struggle and awareness. It forces you to see life as it truly is. No illusions, no distractions, no false comfort. And that truth can shake your entire reality. You begin to question everything you once believed. Even your own thoughts no longer feel fully trustworthy. But this confusion is not a mistake. It is a sign that your mind is expanding. You are moving beyond surface-level thinking and stepping into deeper awareness. If you are watching this right now, something inside you is already shifting. You wouldn't be here if you were still asleep. There is a part of you searching for answers, a part of you that knows there is more to life. And that feeling will not go away easily. It will keep pushing you until you listen. So today, we are going to explore the signs that show you are awakening deeply, the signs that prove you are passing through Sophia, and most importantly, what it means for your life. Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and your life will never be the same again. The first sign is that you start questioning everything. You no longer accept things just because they are common. You begin to ask why more than ever before. Why do I think this way? Why do people behave the way they do? Why does life feel so repetitive? These questions are not random. They are the beginning of awareness. You are breaking free from unconscious patterns, and that alone can feel uncomfortable. Because once you see clearly, you cannot go back. Ignorance stops feeling like peace. The second sign is becoming aware of your shadow self. This is one of the hardest parts of awakening. You begin to notice your flaws clearly. Your jealousy, your anger, your insecurity. Things you used to ignore become impossible to hide. And at first, this can make you feel ashamed. But this is not weakness, it is awareness. Carl Jung called this shadow integration. You are learning to accept all parts of yourself, not just the good, but also the uncomfortable truth. And this acceptance leads to real growth, because you cannot change what you refuse to see. The third sign is emotional sensitivity. You start feeling things more deeply than before. Even small situations can affect you strongly. You may feel overwhelmed at times. But this is not a problem. It is expansion. Your emotional awareness is increasing. You are becoming more connected to your inner world. You start understanding your feelings better. Instead of reacting, you begin to observe, and this creates a powerful shift within you. You become more conscious of your actions and less controlled by unconscious impulses. The fourth sign is losing interest in shallow conversations. You no longer enjoy meaningless talk. Gossip, drama, and empty discussions start to drain you. You crave deeper, more meaningful connections. You want conversations that challenge your thinking, that help you grow and understand life better. This can make you feel isolated at times, because not everyone is on the same level of awareness. But this is part of your transformation. You are evolving beyond surface-level living, and your mind is seeking something more real, something that aligns with your inner truth. The fifth sign is a strong desire for solitude. You begin to enjoy your own company more. Being alone no longer feels like loneliness. It becomes a space for reflection and clarity. You start understanding yourself better in silence, without noise, without distractions. This is where deep thoughts begin to surface, and where true self-awareness grows. You realize that constant distraction was hiding your truth, and now you are finally facing it. This solitude becomes your teacher, and your mind becomes your guide. The sixth sign is seeing through illusions. You begin to notice how people wear masks, how society operates on hidden expectations. You start seeing patterns in behavior and systems. Things that once seemed normal now feel strange. You realize how much of life is built on conditioning, and this realization can be unsettling because it makes you question everything, but it also sets you free mentally. You are no longer controlled blindly. You begin to think for yourself, and that is true power. The seventh sign is a shift in your priorities. Things that once mattered begin to lose importance. You no longer chase validation the same way. Material things stop defining your happiness. You begin to focus more on inner peace. Growth becomes more important than approval, and this changes how you live your life. You become more intentional with your choices, more aware of your energy and time. You stop wasting yourself on meaningless pursuits and start building a life that feels real, a life that aligns with your true self. At this point, you may be realizing something important. Awakening is not a comfortable journey. It is not something that makes life easier immediately. In fact, it often makes things more complicated at first, because you are seeing things clearly now, and clarity removes illusions you once relied on. But this is necessary for true growth. You cannot build a real life on false understanding. So everything that feels like confusion is actually transformation. You are not lost, you are evolving, and that difference is everything. You just need to stay aware. The truth is, many people avoid this stage completely. They choose comfort over truth. They choose distraction over awareness. Because facing yourself is not easy. It requires honesty and courage. It requires letting go of old identities, and that can feel like losing control. But what you gain is far greater. You gain clarity, purpose, and inner strength, things that cannot be taken from you, and that is the real reward of awakening. Not comfort, but truth. Sophia is not here to comfort you. It is here to awaken you, to open your eyes to deeper realities, to push you beyond your limits, and to help you discover your true nature. This process is not quick. It takes time, patience, and reflection. But every step matters. Every realization changes you, and slowly you begin to transform into someone more aware and grounded, someone who truly understands life. You will notice that your relationships change. Some people will no longer understand you. Others may even distance themselves, and that can hurt deeply. But this is part of your growth. You are no longer aligned with everything, and that is okay. Not everyone is meant to walk this path with you. Some people are part of your past, not your future. And accepting that brings peace. Even if it takes time, growth always comes with change. You will also notice your thoughts changing. You become more aware of your patterns, more conscious of your reactions. You start thinking before acting and observing before judging. This creates emotional control and a deeper understanding of yourself. You begin to respond instead of react, and that alone can change your entire life, because your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy, and that is powerful. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Awakening comes with responsibility. Once you see clearly, you cannot pretend anymore. You cannot blame ignorance for your choices. You become responsible for your growth, your actions, your mindset, your direction. And that responsibility can feel heavy. But it is also empowering, because now you are in control. Not society, not fear, not conditioning, just you and your awareness. and that is freedom. So if you are going through this right now, understand this. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are awakening. And that process is not meant to be easy. It is meant to transform you completely, to strip away what is false and reveal what is real. So embrace it, even when it feels uncomfortable, because growth is never comfortable, but it is always necessary and always worth it. Take a moment and reflect on your life. Ask yourself honest questions. What am I avoiding? What truth am I afraid to face? What part of myself am I ignoring? These questions can change everything if you are willing to answer them honestly, because awareness begins with truth, and truth begins with courage. So don't run from it. Face it. That is how transformation begins. And as you continue this journey, remember this: you are not alone. Many people are waking up quietly, questioning, reflecting, evolving, just like you are right now. This is a collective shift in awareness, and you are part of it. But your journey is still personal. It is your responsibility to grow, to understand yourself deeply, and to live consciously. That is the path of the awakened mind. If this message resonated with you, take action. Don't just watch and move on. Reflect on what you learned today. Apply it to your daily life. Start observing your thoughts and behavior, and begin your transformation consciously. Also, don't forget to like this video. Share it with someone who needs this message. Subscribe to the channel for more deep insights. And most importantly, drop a comment below. Tell me what you realized about yourself today, because your awareness might inspire someone else who can.